Hi folks, what's up? Ashish here for Wearables Arena, and today we're going to do a very short and very precise review of what is Android Wear. So now a lot of companies have launched their watches, including Apple, and as of now I don't think anybody has really impressed anybody with whatever features they have to provide. So let's take a quick view on what is Android Wear and what is my experience with the LG G Watch, which I have right here, and if you should really go and buy it. What is Android Wear? If I have to talk in layman's term, it's like an extension to something which is already existing. So Android Wear watch is an extension to your Android phone, so you can do stuff on the watch and just swipe and see whatever shows up here. And it could be a remote control key on your car, and maybe the engine just turns on using your key. It could be anything. So this means it's an extension to an existing solution, and it also means that it's not going to replace your phone or your car or anything else. It's going to help you out so that you might have to interact with the existing solution a little less. What can Android Wear do right now? Right now it's very basic, but honestly speaking, it has nailed to what it's doing right now. It's like the basic foundation has been laid very strong, and it just works out of the box. So right now when I have my LG G Watch connected to an Android phone, I can see notifications, I can accept and reject calls, I can even reply to text using my voice. I can see full emails if I have to scroll on that 1.65 inch screen. Then I can control music, and I can also set timers. I can set alarms, I can have a stopwatch, it can track my steps, maybe not that accurate, but it can do that. So that's it. That's what basically Android Wear is doing right now. It's any notification that shows up on your phone is on your watch. So you really don't miss. Everything can be controlled, but that's a complete different story. But everything can be controlled from your watch if it's on your phone. So you can accept, reject, and reply via voice and all those stuff, but there's no way to type in right now. So how was my experience actually using it? So I'm not talking anything specific to the watch right now. I will tell you about that later, but basic interaction with notifications is really brilliant because you get it right here, and then you can actually see and you can swipe and take a minimum action. So Android Wear basically provides you minimum action on every app. That's like if you open up an email, you can actually archive it if you want. If you get an SMS, you can reply to that using your voice, and it has got SDKs and the APIs which any developer can use to extend. So recently we saw WhatsApp implemented its reply, and even Facebook Messenger has replied. So that's how it basically works. It's pretty simple, it's pretty direct, and there's no confusion about it. Also there are watch faces, so you can actually do a long press and just change the watch face. Because it's digital, you can actually do that, and it keeps the look and feel fresh. You can have photos and all those stuff also. Those who can use voice, but it's kind of tricky because your phone, it uses the internet connection to translate everything and then send it across. That works basically, but if you're in a crowded area, that's going to be a no-no. But if you are in a quiet place, probably you can use that. And I don't know, I feel like odd talking to my watch. It's really odd right now. So how was my LG G Watch experience? And it's almost similar to the existing watch except the round watches. So how was it my experience? Did I really wanted to put it on? So I used it, then I left using it, and then I got back it. So the probably was it's like a mixed feeling right now. So for example, if I take LG G Watch, it's a square block which 1.65 inch LCD display, and so like you can raise your watch and it just brightens up, tells you the time. Everything is just fine, but I really don't feel like replacing my existing watch, which looks much more beautiful than this. Even though it's not smart, But you know, it's like replacing an existing watch is the biggest challenge for the Android Wear, and that is why you need to make the watches beautiful, and that's what actually Apple did in its recent launch. They made a watch which is beautiful, so people will not say, you know, it doesn't look good. I don't know the functionality, maybe it's not going to be that great, but the first impact of putting up design as first should be coming for the watches. That is what is the problem with the first generation. The second generations are a little better, but again, spending like $300 for a watch, I don't know, it's really not worth right now, basically because you cannot do right now anything apart from checking a notification, doing a minimal reply and all those stuff. Why spend $300 on a watch when you can actually get a very decent phone in $300, or even something a great watch in $300? That's the biggest question. So even though the whole experience of wearing and all was okay, I really didn't feel like replacing this with my watch, primarily because it didn't feel good, and secondly the functionality is not great that right now, you know, it's like nothing like that can, a wow factor is not there. There's another problem with the Android Wear right now, which is the battery. You need to charge it up like almost every day, maybe in 12-13 hours. So you know, that's another problem apart from not looking attractive. So conclusion, do you really need it? I would say no, because the price and the performance is not that at par that you can actually go and spend so much of money on a smartwatch that tells you basically the notifications, that's it, nothing more. That, I mean, probably you can save $300 for something else and keep taking out your phone and taking a look what's going on. It's really not worth it right now, in my opinion. So what I would suggest is basically you guys to wait up for the at least third or fourth generation, or see how Android Wear actually picks up the pace and Apple Watch picks up the face, and then decide, you know, whether you should actually go and buy a smartwatch or not. So as of now, hold to it. That's it guys, so that was Android Wear quick review, and if you really like the video, there's a subscribe button, there's a like button, do hit it up and share it with your friends and help us out in spreading the words. Android Wear is still not ready.